homelessness group. We decided to choose homeless people as our topic for the research question. I'm Morgan.
I'm Viviana.
I'm Christian.
And I'm Samara.
Okay, so this is just the outline of what we're going to be covering today. And so we interviewed Laura at Love a Child Missions in Bay Point, California, and this is what she had to say about homelessness.
Hi, my name's Laura, and my opinion on the homelessness situation now, more so than it was years ago, is we have a different clientele. The economy has really made it to where the American people, it's hard for them to survive. I mean, everybody's, a lot of times is one paycheck away from being homeless, but now it's really, really bad, you know, and people have a prejudgment of what homeless people are.
We came up with 3 research questions to figure out the fix and causality of homelessness, and they are: what causes homelessness, why are the homeless still homeless, and what can be done about it. Demographics. We surveyed a total of 128 homeless people, and those locations included Oakland, Berkeley, Concord, Pittsburgh, and Antioch. The majority of people we surveyed were white Caucasians, which made up for 42% of our data, while the least minority were Asians, which made up for 9% of our data. And there wasn't really much difference between the male and females, because they were estimated to be about the same. 46 were women and 56% were men. And also the typical range for all homeless people ranged between 30 to 50 years old.
So the majority of people who we surveyed only reached some high school education. However, many did have high school diploma or did attend college at some point. We found that the main cause of homelessness is lost job, which is at 51%.
This is a statistical graph that shows the relationship between abuse of alcohol and how many years you become homeless. As you can see, people that abuse alcohol tend to stay homeless longer than people that don't abuse alcohol. And people that do abuse alcohol most typically range from 3 years all the way up to 15 years, while people that don't typically range from 2 to 4 years. There is a need to help males who abuse alcohol because males seem to be more than females who abuse alcohol.
This graph shows that 68% of homeless people who want to go back to school can't due to no money. So that means that we have to focus on educational funds to help homeless students in order to gain an education and to not be homeless anymore. And also something that we found interesting about this graph was that the majority of the people who do want to go back to school but can't are alcohol abusers. So that means that we should target those alcohol abusers to help their education. This graph shows the people who we surveyed that are actively seeking help. On a scale of 1 to 5, would be most motivated if there was jobs available specifically for the homeless. 75% of people who are seeking help would be highly motivated if there was jobs specifically for the homeless.
These are our community needs. Our community needs is by providing help for males with an alcohol abuse problem, since males tend to be homeless longer due to alcohol. Also, this also relates back to the first graph between the relationship between alcohol abuse and the number of years you become homeless. And if more males had help with their alcohol abuse problem, then the number of years they become homeless may possibly reduce.
This is our second community need, and it relates back to our second graph with financial and help for education. And we, on our survey, it shows that 51% of people who are homeless have become homeless due to lost jobs. And if we help them with their education, it makes them more marketable in order to find a job and then get their life stable. And because 68% of people who want an education can't due to
last community need is based off of our last graph, which suggests that homeless people would be highly motivated if there was jobs specifically made for their circumstances. Those wanting to improve their lifestyle seek help from churches and nonprofit organizations. By providing jobs, they will have the opportunity to improve their lifestyle and decrease homelessness.
Our solutions. Working with soup kitchens and staging for interventions is one of our solutions that we came up with. And also focusing on males with alcohol abuse problems, which also related back to our first graph. Talking with kitchen staff to identify the potential people. Bringing AA sponsors to the intervention as well to talk with the specific people that abuse alcohol.
Our second strategy is to come up with ways to help education, and we came up with more scholarships available and known, because there might be a few, but they're not highly known about. So that could, help more students, more homeless people get back into school and help them financially. ATS and other clubs on campus, including the Student Senate, can add funds in order to create these scholarships for the homeless students. And government and local organizations can set aside a certain percentage of their scholarship funds for homeless students.
Our last strategy ties to homeless people who would be motivated for jobs for the homeless. We can achieve more jobs by petitioning a Job Corps in East Contra Costa County. A Job Corps will provide them with shelter, money, and food. But in order to gain from a Job Corps, they will need to follow specific regulations.
We made a matrix evaluating different solutions for homelessness and then chose the one that is most helpful. The one highlighted is the one that we chose, and we chose a Job Corps in East Contra Costa County because it not only provides shelter, but also lets them gain independence and experience. Homelessness is obviously not decreasing in our community, so I think that we should, do something about it now before it gets even worse. And also, one of our most interesting findings was that most homeless people who want to attend school also abuse alcohol. And this is important because it breaks the stereotype that, a lot of alcoholics and homeless people don't want to improve their lives when they do. We also learned that there's other factors besides addiction that cause homelessness, like losing your job or mental illness. So it's not like how everyone thinks it is, and anyone at any time could become homeless. And here's the rest of the video with Laura at the Love a Child's Missions.
So the different clientele that we have now are people that their benefits have ran out from unemployment, or they can't find jobs now, and and the rent keeps going up, but the paychecks keep going down, and they say they have low income housing, but you need an income for the low income housing, and so how are we supposed to have an income if we can't get a job? You see a lot of college kids. I've had some people with degrees come into the mission because they couldn't find a job in what they were doing after spending all them years in school. So, to me, they do need to open up more jobs for people that are homeless, and more affordable housing. They say it's affordable, which it is if you have a nice income, but we need more jobs, more affordable housing, and actually at this point we need more shelters. Our shelter at any given day has to turn away between 1 and 5 families because we don't have the room. We are at full capacity most times, which is between 79 and 85 people. That includes mothers with children and just single ladies also. So there is need now for more transitional housing and shelters in the Contra Costa County.
Thank you.